Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. We are in my favourite location for filming. Another day filming one of my favourite pieces of content, and that's on backpacks. The pack that we are here to look at today is the Topo Designs Global Travel 30 litres. Now, just to kind of preface this, so there are two versions of this. There is the 30 litre, which we'll have a look at today, and there is a 40 litre one, which you'll find is very similar, but it's scaled up with the extra 10 litres on there. So yeah, let's just turn the camera around and let's take a closer look. As we usually do, we'll have a look at some measurements, some materials, and then some of the actual features of the pack itself. As this pack originates from the US, we'll go old-fashioned and we'll go inches on this bad boy for a change. So your measurements are in at 20 inches from top to bottom across the front here. Now I will say that this is a fairly square pack, or rectangular, I guess. So you don't get any sort of rounding or tapering at the top. It's pretty much just a square face. So 20 inches by 12.5 inches by roughly 7 inches deep, and that comes in at your 30 litres or 1,831, something like that, cubic inches. The materials that are on here are all super hard, super tough materials. So the main one on the outside, so hopefully what you'll see that there's a difference in colour here at the top, and these materials around the outside, and then this front panel here. So the vast majority, sorry, I've trod on a thistle there for a second. The vast majority of this is made from a 1000D recycled nylon, but then on the front, this front panel here, this is made from a 400D nylon. On the inside, which I really do like about this, so all of the pockets, rather than just having the plain nylon and without just on the inside, all of these pockets have lining on here, and this is your standard kind of 210D nylon on there as well. All of the other parts, especially the zips, I love the zips on this. Are they number 10s? Let's have a look. They feel like number 10s, they're massive. They are number 10s, and these are huge. So all of the zippers on here, they're all YKK. All the way through it, wherever you can find a zipper, it is YKK. All of the buckles on here are Woojin buckles, which again, I like to see. Everyone's like, oh no, it's got to be a Duraflex, but no, I really do like Woojin buckles. I think they do an exceptionally good job. Oh, just an extra note as well. So the zippers on here, these are all the RC zippers. So these are the new ones with the interlocking teeth. And hopefully, as you can hear, super smooth. I mean, you generally never have any issues with YKK zippers anyway, but the newer versions of those zips, the RC style ones, are exceptional. So wherever you're looking as far as the quality of the materials on here, then you know they are as best as they could possibly be. Now, getting through the actual features on here, so starting off on the front, as we usually do, hopefully you'll be able to see. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention, so as far as colours are concerned, there are several different colours with these. I went for the black version just because that murdered out all black kind of, it just looks stealthy and cool. But one of the things I do like about Topo Designs is that kind of outdoors 1980s aesthetic with the blues, the greens. They use a lot of primary colours which make them look very cool, very kind of hipster in some ways, but yeah, they remind me a lot of those backpacks that my dad used to have when we go hiking in the 80s. But yeah, so there's lots of other different colours that this is available in. But this is fully murdered out all the way through. Even the lining on this is all black as well. But sorry, to get back to the front. So you have some daisy chaining here on the front. Actually, we're looking mainly at this front panel here for a second. You have a small Topo Designs logo here, which, because this is the all black version, it's in all black with grey print on there. Through the front, there is some daisy chaining. If you want, if you want to attach anything to the front, then you can do. Or even if you wanted to put some bungee through here, you could put some bungee through here as well, which is pretty good. Across the bottoms of the zips, all of them have these little kind of catches on there so that you can hold that so you can open them with ease. Apologies, I still have my little tickly cough that I just can't get rid of. Then underneath here, so what you have is you have two fastenings. There's actually one here and there's one at the top. So there's a fast pack that you can attach to this, so that if you did want to expand the size, 30 litres is still a pretty decent enough size to be able to get the vast majority of your stuff into. But if you wanted to expand that, you have these additional clips here. So if you have one of their fast packs, their fast pack will fit on the front here, and then you can take that off if you're going for a walk and you're going camping. Maybe you've made camp and you just want to go off and explore a little bit. You can leave this behind and take your fast pack with you. Across the bottom here, there is some really extra hard reinforced material, which is nice as well. No lashing points, so that's something that some of you may particularly want. As far, well, okay, so you could potentially use the bits at the bottom here that I mentioned that you can hold on for the zips to open these as a lashing point, but you just have the two on this side, just here at the bottom. There isn't anything maybe that you could possibly do like a lattice across the bottom with some bungee cord. On the sides, actually no, sorry, I missed a bit. So as far as pockets, there is an additional, I'm just going to pick my phone up while I lean on here. So there is an additional pocket on this side, which opens vertically. Now, pretty much everything on this pack is ambidextrous. This is the only part that isn't ambidextrous. So there are a few different ways in which you can carry this. One of which is to carry it like a rucksack, a briefcase like this. Now, if you're left-handed, I guess, because this would be the orientation that you'd hold that in, then you can open this up, and there are additional pockets within here. So within here there are 2 pockets that you can put things into, and there is also a key stay in here as well. Now I will say this key stay is exceptionally short. But all of this is lined, it comes from this seam, so hopefully if you'll be able to see, there is a seam here, and there is a seam here, and then it goes all the way through down into the bottom of the pocket. It just means that if you wanted to carry it like this, that you'd need to turn it over to be able to get access to this pocket. But as I mentioned, with these 2 additional zip pockets in here, if you did want to separate some of your items and put them into those, it'll kind of stop those from then spreading out through that pocket. So it's good that they've thought about that, but as I mentioned, it's designed for either left, well, it's designed, if I hold it like this, to carry with my left hand. It wouldn't work as well with my right hand. So that's this little kind of easy access pocket here. Now there is an additional pocket on the front as well. Now as far as panels is concerned, I'd consider this to be a 2-panel pack, mainly because you have your main compartment here as your priority, or so your larger panel, and then you also have this additional panel here. So this will zip pretty much all the way down. In fact, if I just push that, sorry about that, will zip all the way down, and this will splay open for you. Pretty much a full clamshell. Now I've got my electronics pack, my tech pack here from Exeter, which fits in absolutely perfectly. And then on the inside, so you have a large pocket, or at least you have 2 of these. If you wanted to put a laptop in here, then you can do. Now this isn't a dedicated laptop sleeve, however you can fit your laptop accessories in here, like a power bank or your mouse in here. And then across the top you also have an additional pocket. Now the depth of this pocket goes all the way down. Oh, cool, I got a label in there. Goes all the way down to the bottom to here, and then all the way across. So this is, now my span is exactly 9 inches, and then there's an additional inch on the end here. So that's a 10-inch opening, again, which will go all the way down to here. And as I mentioned, so even the back of the flaps to the different panels, these also have lining on here, which is really nice to see, because that separates The reason that I say that sort of stuff is because sometimes when you put things in, it's great to have things in here. However, sometimes because of the stitching on the back here, it can rub against whatever you've got on the inside, which will then mean that the stitching can deteriorate faster, and then it can also wear on whatever it is that you have in here. So that extra little bit of lining on the inside, for me, is a good detail, and it's great to see when companies add that. Now, just as an extra bit as well, so you'll find throughout the pack all of the stitching around the side, all of this is reinforced with webbing, all of the stitching is exceptionally straight and perfect as well. So we can pull that back up. Now, the one thing that I was getting stuck on here down in the corner, which I think is a nice little feature that they've added in here, so you have this loop, which when you try and pull this down, because I forgot that it was there, this side will open all the way down, and this side is just ever so close. So what you have to do is you just have to simply push it in through there, and you'll find that it will open. But the best thing for this loop is it's actually just a quick deterrent to stop people from being able to get into your bag. If you pull the zippers through here, or what you could potentially do is just have one of the zips through there and then pull that. Now, if you're out walking, you're doing a city break or anything like that, you have to be careful, and I always say situational awareness is key. But there'll always be times when people try to get inside your bag. Now, what this does is that now means that you can't just quickly pull that up. You have to pass it through here, which I wouldn't call a faff, but you've got to specifically kind of apply a little bit of pressure, and hopefully if you're walking around and you felt that, you would feel that somebody is trying to mess with your bag. So again, a really nice little feature that they've added that. On the sides, so I did have a water bottle. I did have my bottle in here. This is Pepsi Max because I like that Max flavour just without the sugar. Anyway, so you have on both sides, whether you're a lefty or a righty, you have a water bottle holder, which I'm just struggling in because it's always difficult to try and do things when you're on camera. These are great. This is just your regular Pepsi, Cola, Fanta style bottle. You can fit a 1 litre Nalgene bottle into these, but what I will say is not the short, fat Nalgene bottles. Unfortunately, they won't fit in, they're just a bit too wide. Whereas your taller, thinner ones will fit here in perfectly, absolutely no issues whatsoever. When I go to work, I take a 750ml one, slides in, no issues. But yes, you can go up to a 1 litre. When you take it out, on the side here and on this side as well, you have a little bit of elastic as well, so it will make sure that it is nice and flat. I think mainly one, that's an aesthetics thing, so you get this beautiful kind of line across the top and you can stand back and admire your pack. But two as well, when you're carrying it, especially as this is designed for travel, being able to just get things so that they're not snagged on things is great. Now the main compartment on this, again, so we have ambi open, 2 zips. This rolls down both sides, folds open. Let's put this on its back, and there you go, you get a full clamshell opening. Now I've not really, well, I've packed this today specifically because I've come out to do some filming. So this isn't exactly how I'd normally pack it, but I have another bag in here which I will be doing some filming on today. I have my camera equipment in here. I have another jacket just in case it rains today. But here again, so all of this is fully lined, all of the stitching is seamed, hemmed, would you call it? But it's all reinforced, and as I mentioned, you know, the craftsmanship on here is top notch. On the top side, or at least on the lid, you have 2 additional net pockets that you can put additional storage into. Maybe you've got your clothes in here, you want to put your toiletries, you want to put, I don't know, your dirty pants and socks into one side. But super easy to get to. The zips on these are really nice as well. Now with these zips, what I would say is, so you can kind of lock these off with the pulls on here. If you need to, you can put a padlock onto those, and then yeah, you're good to go. Now one of the beauties of a pack like this is just how many different ways in which you can carry it. We've already looked at one of the ways. So here on the side you have a grab handle, so you can carry this like a briefcase or a suitcase. Depending on whether you're a lefty or a righty, there is one on either side. The reason that I tend to hold it out this way is this seems to be the right orientation to me, so that you've got those zips and those extra pockets on the outside. So you do have both of those, and they're both on both sides. There is also a grab handle here at the top. I love grab handles, so I've done quite a lot of traveling with work. I'm very fortunate that I do get to travel quite a bit with work. So having a grab handle, trying to get your stuff out of the overhead compartments, because there's always some bolshy so-and-so that has to get off fast enough because, I don't know, because the world revolves around them. Being able to have something that you can grab from any angle, grab it, get it off. Same with taxis as well, get out your taxi and go wherever you need to. So it's nice that it has those additional grab handles on here, left and right and at the top. But what you also have is, where did I put it? It does also come with a shoulder strap, a really nice padded shoulder strap as well. So you might have noticed as we were going around this that we have some additional D hooks on here, or D rings. So there's one here at the top, and then almost kind of towards the back at the top there is another one here as well. And I'm sure, as you can probably guess, these just clip on, so they use a little kind of plastic carabiner. And then it's on, it's good to go. You can put that over you whilst you're doing other things. You can kind of, all of your hands are free. You don't have to worry whilst traveling, which again is really nice. Now through all of this, you're probably thinking, well, it's a bit of an annoyance because you've still got those rucksack style suspension straps on the back if you want to. So these have hooks here, so you just have to pinch this together. I call these thumb destroyers because that's generally what they tend to do as I'm trying to undo them. So yes, you can undo these. Here is your strap, and then at the top there is a little pocket so that you can put these into it. So if you are going to travel with this and using it like a briefcase, then you can kind of put these so that they're out of the way. Now when you are wearing these, I will say, as far as backpacks is concerned, it feels like a regular backpack, which seems a very strange thing for them all to say, doesn't it? But I think the important thing is, for a multi-use pack like this that can be used in lots of different ways, the vast majority of us probably will use it as a backpack. Now what you don't want to happen is its ability to be used as a backpack to be diminished by the other ways in which you can carry it. So it seems strange that I would say it, but it is still quite an important thing to say. But it carries as a backpack exceptionally well. You know, there's no pinch in the shoulders. The distance between the straps at the top is great. You also have a sternum strap on there. I know a lot of people don't particularly like the sternum straps, and they will take those off. But for me, I do like that. Also at the top here, there are also some load adjusters as well, which is brilliant, considering this is designed to be stowed away if you don't want to use them. The fact that it's got load adjusters on there is great. And then also there's also a waist belt on here as well. Now I will say, so the waist belt on this is quite simply just 1-inch webbing, so it's more to do with stability of the pack, just in case you need to run across Munich airport, which I've done several times and missed flights, and you don't want it kind of bouncing around all over the place. Mainly for one of the features that I just remembered that I forgot to mention, and that is there is also a laptop section on here. Well done Moorlander. And that is here on the side. So there is a side zip. Now as I mentioned, so that orientation that I mentioned before, so that you can get into these pockets, is also the same with the side zip for the laptop section. If it is that you wanted to carry it upside down on the left hand side, or you wanted to carry it like this with your right hand, then the opening to the laptop section is here on the bottom. But this is I mean, it's fairly simple. You have the zipper on here. So this will fit up to a 15-inch laptop. I tried to see my 16 just in case I can squeeze it in. It just won't fit in. But what you have to do is a little bit of gymnastics with this. So it goes in and then kind of slides. So if you'll, hopefully you'll see the top of this pocket is here, the bottom of the pocket is actually here. So it goes in and slides in so it kind of goes in so that then this end can go down. That's unfortunately why it was limited and I can't get my 16-inch laptop in here. However, my 16-inch laptop will fit into the main compartment when I've been to work with this. But yes, where were we? We were back with the waist strap. So yes, this is more to do with stability. So when you've got it on, it'll stop it from kind of bouncing around rather than actually, you know, being able to take some weight from the pack itself. Now, whether you've bought this for traveling, you're off for 2 or 3 days, there is ample amount of space for a 3 or 4 day trip, or whether you've purchased this for everyday carry. For me, as I'm sure you're probably aware if you've watched a lot of my content, I like the sweet spot for me is 28 to 30 litres, mainly because I just tend to overpack. If I've got the space, I'll fill it. I don't mind carrying it. But yeah, so whether it's for EDC or whether it's for travel, you will definitely find that there is a use for the global travel from Topo Designs. And this is, as I mentioned, this is the 30 litre. Now, I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from this. But also have a look at the 40 litre version as well. You will find pretty much that they're a very similar backpack, just kind of, you know, enlarged, I guess you'd say, with that extra 10 litres in there. But I want to say also a huge thank you to the Topo Designs team for getting in touch, asking if I'd like to make some content with them. Yeah, thoroughly love this pack. Links below. I'll also leave some of my social media links below as well, so you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and also my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Use, I think you'll find that the global travel, I forgot what it was called then for a second. It is the global travel. Why would I forget? Of course it is global travel. Idiot. Let's do that bit again. Gotta spring like a gazelle. A bag like this, a 3-day event, if you're going to go somewhere, there's just enough room that, well, no, there isn't just enough room, there's plenty of room, you wazzick. This comes in, as it's an American company, we might as well go old-fashioned and we'll do inches. So it comes in at 20 inches by 12.5 inches by 7 and... no. I forgot them for a second. Well, actually, I remembered that I couldn't read and then decided to be a self-fulfilling prophecy and decide not to read properly. Because that's what I do. Dyslexic AF. Or actually, it would be dyslexic AG. Because I can't spell. I got awkward quickly. Measurements, some materials, and then we'll have a look into the backpack itself. Because this is a US pack now, just to point out at this point, no, I'm not sure when this is going out. I'm filming this around Easter. So if it goes out at Easter, I wish you all a happy Easter if you are, you know, you're Christian. If not, I hope you all had a nice weekend. Here in the UK we have a 4-day weekend for Easter. We're a predominantly Christian country, and yeah, it's cool because we have the Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday off, which is nice. So yeah, hope you all had a great Easter, and yeah, love you lots. See you soon.